Do you or someone you know not recycle? If you said yes, then you or they need to change that, and they need to do it fast. RecycleAcrossAmerica.org tells us recycling is the top action society can do to simultaneously improve the environment, the economy, sustainable manufacturing, and to prevent waste from going into oceans. My family has always recycled, so I know that we minimize pollution, we reserve our natural resources, and we create jobs for people around the world. So one way to minimize pollution while we are recycling is to reduce the use of motorized vehicles. And ways you can do that are to carpool, walk, or bike to work or wherever you're going. Livestrong.com tells us cars release approximately 333 million tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere annually, which is 20% of the world's total, according to Environmental Defense Fund. Motor vehicles also contribute 72% of the nitrogen oxides and 52% of reactive hydrocarbons. So not only is biking and walking better for you, it's also better for our air and the earth. Another way to minimize pollution while you are recycling is to turn off your TV and your lights at home. This helps to minimize pollution because it reduces the emission of coal-fired and electricity plants, and it also saves money on your bill, and who doesn't want that? But also we can see that it's not just TV and lights that are big energy use in your house. We have washers, dryers, your pool pump, and all that could raise the prices of energy in your house. But things that you can turn off are more at the top here, which are hair dryers, toasters, DVD players, your laptop, and that will help a lot to reduce the use of energy in your house. One last way that recycling can minimize pollution is if you choose to use environmentally friendly cleaners. So the larger sizes help to cut back on waste. They also don't use harmful chemicals, so it's safer for you to use. And the dilutes are also cheaper for you. So if you do choose to use environmentally friendly cleaners, they are also cheaper and safer for you. And it's also very easy to find these in any store. When we recycle, we also reserve our natural resources. So our natural resources are our daily needs, and our daily needs are limited when people do not recycle. TheWorldCounts.com tells us our current global population is 7.2 billion and growing. Earth's total resources are only good for 2 billion people at the current demand. Let's do the math. Obviously, the results will be negative. The way we are living, we are already using 2 to 3 times more of the Earth's natural resources than what is sustainable. If we do not act now, we will see consequences of depletion of natural resources, and it's not going to be pretty. A desolate, dry Earth is not a fun place. It's sad to see today what humans have done to the Earth, and it's not. So some of the resources that we need to preserve are water. Water is a very big one. And TheWorldCounts.com tells us 70% of the available fresh water that remains is used in agriculture, 20% is industry, and only 10% is being used for human consumption. So since we only get 10% of all the water in the world, and we don't have a substitute for it, we need to start preserving that so we do not run out of it later. We also need to preserve our forests. TheWorldCounts.com tells us an estimated 18 million acres of forests are destroyed each year. And when they do that, we need the trees for the oxygen that they give us to help us breathe. And also by taking those down, they take away homes of animals that live in the forest. And it's not fair to do that to them. Recycling also gives us jobs. EcoRecycle.org tells us a recycling rate of 75% by 2030 would create 1.1 million new jobs around the world. Jobs that are created by us recycling are collecting, processing, and preparing materials, making new products from the recycled materials that they get, and reuse and manufacturing. So we could always use more jobs around the world. Recycling is such an easy and simple thing that has a huge impact on the world. Why wouldn't you want to minimize pollution, reserve your natural resources, and create jobs for more people around the world? To me, that sounds great, and you should recycle today to help keep the world beautiful.